Hi, and welcome to day 3 of the summer member makeover. I just realized I wrote the title a little wrong. It is day 3, and today we are going to talk about breakfast. It's non-negotiable, but it is day 3, and today we have with us Donna.
Hi.
And we have Crystal. And
Hello.
we have Janie. So we are all here today, and we're so happy that you are here to join us too. So let's first just start a little bit with talking about how did you wrap up your day yesterday? Did anybody want to share? Did you write down your wins for yesterday?
Yes,
Anybody do it?
I did.
I did
Okay.
not.
Okay. Well, who said not? Janie?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
a little
well,
busy.
I was going to say, you had a little bit of other family stuff going on.
Yeah.
So how did Donna, you did?
Yes, I did.
So, and I heard Crystal say yes. So how did that feel, writing down your wins?
That was a little empowering because it made me think about the good things that had happened during the day and not the stuff that I needed to move over for the next day.
Awesome. Good. Crystal, how about you?
Same. It was empowering. Like I even think I put woohoo on mine because I've actually got my water in, right? So
Oh,
from
wow.
going to no water, like literally, ladies, I did not drink any water whatsoever, not even a sip of water for I can't even tell you how long. To getting that much water in was a huge win for me, and I felt very waterlogged. Yesterday, and like at the end of the day I was thinking, oh my god, I can't possibly drink anything more. But today I find my body actually wanting it. Like I
Awesome.
actually am having extra cups of water and I feel much better today. So I think, why would I have done that to my body for so long?
Yeah, it's one of those things I think so often that, we're always so busy. And that sometimes, even though we feel like, oh, I should go get a glass of water, we don't necessarily listen to our body. And then our body kind of starts to not really tell us because we haven't been listening to it anyway. So I'm really glad to hear it because I will be amazed at what all you have to say after the first week, all 3 of you. So, so I'm glad that it was starting to help. And did you feel that this was a little different and strange from when you tried to quote start to diet in the past?
Yes. In the past is trying to juggle all the plates and remember to do all the things. With this, I only had to make, one change.
And with other diets, it's all or nothing. Like you're gearing up for a diet, so you're like, I'm gonna get that last piece of cheesecake because the whole world stops. When
Exactly.
I start this, right? And this isn't like that. And I really appreciate it. Being able to do one thing is achievable, and I don't feel punished.
Awesome. And I don't want anybody to feel punished. And remember, there are no bad foods. Okay. There are some we want to maybe eat with more caution, but honestly, there's no really bad foods. They're not going to make us fat. So thank you for sharing that today. Any other comments before we move on?
Yeah, with me, it's always like I'm watching that clock. The clock is ticking. I just ate whatever the diet required now. When is the next time I get something? Because it's really not satisfying to, eat cardboard and celery and then have to wait for, some sawdust after a while.
Well, thank you for sharing that too, because honestly, I know a lot of people relate very well to that. So thanks for sharing that too. I greatly appreciate it. All right, so today we're going to talk about a little bit about breakfast because that's the one thing we added today. So I know from what you guys had shared yesterday that maybe you hadn't been eating much breakfast in the past. Is that true?
Mine has been not to eat It was for 3 eggs. Normally, I'm just 2 eggs and there's still some left on the plate. So that was kind of a stretch.
I
Okay.
never eat breakfast. It was just odd to even think about eating breakfast. But I did make the time. I got my breakfast ready last night, so it would be ready when I got up this morning.
Wonderful. Wonderful. How about you, Crystal?
I'm not a breakfast eater. I haven't been a breakfast eater for as long as I can remember. And usually I'm eating lunch around 11, and until then it's just coffee. I decided that 3 eggs was probably a bit more than I could eat. So I thought I would do a shake in the morning because I'm not the most organized in the morning in my household. And even though I did have a bit of a meltdown of I couldn't find my blender cup and things like that, I did get it in, and what a difference it made. And it really wasn't that hard. Like, once I wasn't panicked that I was holding myself up and going to be late for work, it wasn't that bad. I did miscalculate on when I had to have breakfast. So I was trying to get my warm water with lemon and then my shake in within 30 minutes, which I don't have to do. So I made a mistake there. But all I could think of is, please, I just want a cup of coffee because I'm a food person. So then I had myself all out of whack. But once I had that cup of coffee and calmed down and realized it really wasn't hard. And if I had read properly or not put the 30 minutes in my head, it would have worked out perfect. So I know tomorrow I can do this and I've got it under control.
Right, right. And coffee to me is a must. If you're a coffee drinker, make sure you have your coffee in the morning and have it relatively early, shortly after that water, because you do want that caffeine boost and you've been accustomed to it. And it is so important that we do take and keep some of those habits because those are good habits. So I just wanted to remind people that might be listening that if you're skipping breakfast, it's an amazing way to slow your metabolism down, and it's a great way to promote fat storage. So that is one reason why we just start with breakfast, because breakfast really means you break the fast from the night before. And so it's really important that we don't go until middle of the morning to eat. Because I have women that'll tell me, oh, sure, I eat breakfast. And then I ask them, well, what time? Well, after I get to work. Well, if you wait till after you get to work, it's really a snack because we really do need to eat that breakfast within the first 60 minutes that we are awake. And if we don't, our body wants to slow down because our metabolism will protect us. Fat was put on our body to help protect our vital organs, to keep us warm, and to be the last source of energy before we die of starvation. So if it doesn't think it's going to be nourished, it's going to slow down. So it's really important when you're revving up your metabolism and you're starting to create new habits that you have something with protein. And I think that's what you gals just shared, is that you were surprised at the protein, because it's the protein that's also going to be there to nourish your muscles. You need the protein to nourish your muscles. And by the way, about 30% of the calories in that protein are used to burn the protein. In other words, used to metabolism, to break it down. And it's going to help keep you full longer because it takes longer to digest it. So it's really important that we don't just go grab a bagel, because a bagel is going to be all carbs. And if you throw on a little sliver of cream cheese, it's not enough protein. But that we actually have protein at somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 to 20 grams. So a shake is perfect. Several eggs, one egg has 6 grams of protein. So just making sure that you have enough of that protein. So that skipping the breakfast is also, and I forgot to share this, they've also now found that it increases your risk of heart disease and stroke. And that's by the American Heart Association, that if you're skipping breakfast, not only does it encourage weight gain, it also will increase your risk of heart disease and stroke. And that's something else we don't need to do. So like I said, we want to make sure we're doing it about 60 minutes, within that 60-minute time frame. And after that, you're going to basically be calling it a snack. And we're not going to worry about adding snacks for the next several days, but we'll talk about adding those probably by the end of the week. But like I wanted to share is that it doesn't need to be complicated. So Crystal, tell me a little bit about the protein shake you had. You said you just used a shaker bottle, right?
Well, I used my bullet, but I couldn't find the top of it.
Okay.
One of the things that when we were discussing breakfast, one of the things that really resonated with me for the people that haven't seen it is when you were talking about your car. That really resonated with me, and it makes total sense. That was something I needed to hear in those terms to actually click for me. I don't know if the other ladies feel that way, but for me, that was a huge eye-opener. Like, it made
Yep.
so much sense to me for the first time. And don't think I haven't heard that lots, but it was a way in which you described it that made complete sense on how important breakfast is. And I look at breakfast completely differently now.
All right, so thank you for bringing that up, and I'll take a quick share with everybody what I actually were sharing was what I was sharing with you gals, is that you would never get up in the morning and go to get in your car to drive to work and have zero gas in the tank and expect your car to start and to run. But yet so often women, and we sometimes even teach our kids to do likewise, we get up in the morning, we give it a little bit of caffeine, and we expect to go most of the morning, maybe till lunch, without any fuel. Without any fuel. Now, our cars are smart. They won't run if there's no fuel, but our bodies, they're there to protect us and to keep us alive. And like I shared, the fat's there to keep your body safe, and it will not burn the fat for fuel. It will burn your muscle for fuel because muscles, you can decrease a lot of muscles. Muscles don't keep us warm, and they don't protect our vital organs that much. And so that's why fat, it's a great way to keep your fat percentage high if you're skipping breakfast. And you'll notice a big difference in how you get through your morning once you do even the first breakfast, right, gals?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Was somebody going to say something? Okay. So a little bit about what we should eat just to refresh. We want to have somewhere around the 15 to 20 grams of protein. And that would be like a shake. I'm sure that your shake was somewhere in that neck of the woods. And did Donna or Janie with your eggs, did you have like a piece of toast or anything?
I didn't have. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I didn't have eggs. I had steel cut oats with walnuts and apples.
Awesome. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said you thought the 2 eggs was or the 3 eggs are too much. Yeah. The steel cut oats. Had you had those for a while?
I love them, but I very rarely eat them. I don't know why.
And did you make it? You said you made it ahead, right?
Yeah, I did them in the crock pot last night while I was sleeping.
Oh, so then they were even warm this morning. And do you have enough for tomorrow morning then too?
I probably have enough for the rest of the week.
That's the way I like to cook. And we call it planned overs. Okay, planned overs. That means we have a plan to it. So that's amazing. I haven't ever tried it in the crock pot, but I would love to find out more about that. That sounds like a great way, especially in the winter, to wake up to warm steel cut, because I use the steel cut oats all the time. So that's amazing. So and how did your rest of your day go today with your water?
I drank a lot of water, more water than I've ever drank in my life. And the rest of the day I spent in the bathroom, obviously getting rid of the water.
Okay, well, I'm glad you shared that, because Janie, it will eventually get better. And that's the beauty of it. Our system will start to adapt. And I've had so many women, I want to say, complain about that. But they're surprised that after a few days, your body starts to take in handle it better and begin to expect it a little bit like you shared there, Crystal. So I think you're going to be able to adjust to that. But also the good news is you're getting an extra steps every time you have to run.
Well, that's true too.
That's right. That's right. Oh, and I also wanted to share one extra thing about coffee and tea. Because I was mentioning how it will, keep making sure you're doing either the coffee or tea in the morning with your breakfast. But one thing that we do know is that the caffeine in coffee will increase your metabolism up to 11% first thing in the morning. So that's another reason why you want to be doing it. Just make sure you're not putting in any of the artificial sweeteners. And if you do, and you're eating it with breakfast, it's okay because it'll all balance out. But if you're doing artificial sweeteners by themselves, we'll discuss that more in another time. I kind of mentioned it a little bit yesterday. It adds towards insulin resistance. But if you're doing the coffee in the morning, you're going to find that it's really a good thing. All right. So just in summary then, the real key to breakfast is protein. Well, and making sure you have it within that first hour. So I guess that's the three things. You've got to first of all, eat the breakfast within the first hour and make sure that it has enough protein in it.
I have a question.
Sure thing.
Okay, with the eggs, can you add cheese to the eggs or can you not add the cheese?
You can add some cheese. I'll tell you what I normally do. I don't know if any of you happen to click on any of the recipes that I sent you. I usually make breakfast a meal where I can get lots of vegetables. So I put in peppers and onions and greens like spinach or kale and stuff like that. And sometimes a little bit of the cheese. But yeah, you can have a little cheese because it's protein.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
You definitely can, and it helps all balance it out. So that's good. What about any other questions? All right. So tomorrow, I'm just going to pop this across the screen because there's still people that are continuing to join our summer member makeover and be able to get all the handouts and everything. If they just go to summermembermakeover.com and get registered, they can get all of the handouts and participate in everything. Other than that, they won't be on live. So anyway, tomorrow we will be back, and tomorrow we are going to be adding one more thing. Think you guys can do that? One more thing besides breakfast and water? Mm-hmm. It's going to be lunch. So currently, do you all eat lunch?
No.
Yes.
Do you all eat lunch about midday through your work day?
Earlier.
Or is it mid-afternoon? So anyway, we won't put anybody on the spot, but I do know that lunch is a meal that so many women also skip, or they skimp by on it. So when you get your information shortly, right when we're done, I'll get it sent off to you. You're going to find that you need to eat protein with lunch too. And it needs to be a decent amount. And we're talking several ounces. And so when you look at the sheet, you're going to say, what? But honestly, try it. You're going to find that, wow, it will really fuel you through the afternoon. So I want to say, first of all, congratulations, all of you, for bumping up that water, for adding breakfast, and for continuing your water through today, for writing down your wins last night. And so tonight, if you'll take and write down the wins for today, and then tomorrow, the only thing that we're going to be adding besides keeping the breakfast and doing the water is lunch. Sound like a plan?
Yep.
Awesome. So until tomorrow, I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Any other questions? Anybody have any questions? Okay.
No.
No, I just
Okay.
want to say to everyone out there that is thinking of doing this, there's so much information that's really good, and we'd love for you to join us so that we can all do this together. We're all in this together, and I love you enough to go live because I don't like being on the camera at all. So if I can do it, please join us, and we can do this together.
Yeah, the more the merrier, and you'll be amazed at what you learn, and you'll be amazed at how much you can boost your metabolism and create lasting weight loss in just 4 weeks. So until tomorrow, have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.